What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in the channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll shield them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name After Sound, and the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. Links in the description below. Check them out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, hidden in the Splinterlands release notes is the upcoming stats for the final Hall of Legends promo card sale. So we are currently in phase 4, but phase 5 will be coming up in about 3-ish weeks from now, I believe. Yeah. And so of course we have our 2 cards here, one legendary, one rare. I have not really done a dive into this, so let's go ahead and just check them out. I know that there were certain things that were teased out, so obviously, we'll people may have had a bit of an idea, especially some of the abilities and some of the stats, but now we have the legendary Fizzbo the Fabulous, a 6-mana legendary card. Okay, let's actually not even look at the card here because this is only level 1, but you get 3 magic damage, 3 speed, 2 armor, 4 health, and a slew of abilities. You get tank heal, you get that new Shroud of Reflection Shield, which means he gives his neighbors Reflection Shield, and then Affliction. An interesting combination here, but I'll tell you what. The reason I think this card is going to be very high in demand is because of one of its elements. It is dual element, fire and earth. And the thing is, having a healer for fire is very, very incredibly rare. I think there's only one other card out there in the mix that does that, which is in Wild, right? Fire Beetle. I don't even actually remember which one it was, but it's an old card. We haven't had it in a while, and now I think this could add a crazy, crazy addition to the meta for fire units, right? And for the fire element in its entirety. And I'm immediately thinking of like going with a Yasik type team with one of my favorite cards, Idri Fire, right? The taunt unit from the Chaos Legion reward cards. And being able to heal that unit, especially if it gets hit very minimally with high speed and all that, I think that this card is going to be valuable just for that. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be other options as well, especially if you want to go with anything that's either dragon or fire related. And I'm sure having it with earth as well, because now keep in mind, you're going to have 2 healers, right? Along with Goblin Psychic, which is going to be fun. But obviously this is Rebellion, so we're looking forward as Chaos Legion will no longer be part of the modern format meta in the next couple of months. But for right now, and again, I think this card goes live in January, so for at least a couple of months, we're going to have some interesting things happen within the meta. But then once we get into Rebellion, I cannot imagine that having a tank heal card would not be valuable for either of these elements, right? Both fire and earth. So I like the card. I think it's cool. I love the fact that you get heal right off the bat. I wish that, I guess Affliction's cool, but it's one of those things, once again, where it's like, why would I go all the way for a max copy just for that additional, just for that additional magic? Again, I would say that a card like this, you get 80% of the value at level 2. So you only need it at like silver level, and you get the tank heal, you get the Shroud of Reflection Shield, like that new ability. I think that if I were to get the card, I would probably just go up to that level. Again, if you can get it maxed out, then of course, you get an additional speed, you get additional armor, as well as an additional attack, along with Affliction. But yeah, again, we like to do the 80-20 rule here whenever we're trying to figure out where to spend capital and buy some cards and level up our deck. Okay, so that is the legendary card. Let's go to Warborn Shaman now. This is a 10 mana, so technically a giant water and death element. This is the rare unit, right? 3 magic damage. Well, actually, sorry, this is the level 1. So let's jump all the way to the max level, because I think this one actually does get you to want to get it at max level. So you have 3 magic damage, He has 3 magic damage the entire time, so that's actually pretty good. You get 3 speed, up from 2 speed at 1 BCX. You get 4 armor, that doesn't change, and then you get 8 health, which is up from 6 in the original. Now, where this guy gets interesting is with the slew of abilities that you get over the course of all of these levels. Now, you just start off with a void armor, which I think is actually quite handy. I don't know if there's any magic units that have void armor available on them in the water element. So that is interesting in and of itself. You have impede, which whenever you hit your opponent, you reduce their speed by 1. So of course that's always going to be valuable. Now, what's even better is that you combine this with ambush, which you get at level 4, and you're essentially slowing down your opponent right off the bat, right? Because you get to fire it off in the ambush round, unless of course you miss. Now at the higher level, level 6, you do get poison. And then finally, at level 8, so fully maxed for a rare card, you get self-heal. Now, I'll be honest. I mean, this is an interesting looking card. I don't know that any of these abilities are like really synergistic. I mean, I guess you could say impede and ambush are synergistic, but like poison is random, heal is random. I guess it's nice to throw him maybe in the back line so that, if there's any kind of sneak attackers, he can self-heal. At 8 health, he's only healing 2 per round though, so it's not the best in the world. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this card. It's like you get the most value out of it at the highest levels, but just how important or crucial to the meta is it going to be as compared to what I was talking about with the legendary card earlier, right? Having a tank heal unit for the fire element or even like the earth element once Goblin Psychic is no longer in the mix for modern. So, the other part that I'm not as big a fan of is the 10 mana. Because this is a giant killer, which means it's susceptible to... this is a giant, so it is susceptible to giant killer, meaning it'll take double damage from any of those units that do have giant killer. And it's just expensive, right? 10 mana. I know you get all this like random stuff in there, and that's cool, but it's not... this feels like a mid reward card. You know what I mean? Like, if this had been like a rare reward card, I would have been like, okay, that makes sense, right? Yeah, okay. This is a card that I would want to have, and I'm just going to slowly level it up, and I'll find use cases for it here and there. But I don't know. And, it's just... I don't know. I'm not as inspired by this one as I am with Fizbo. And maybe it's because this artwork is crazy and his name is Fizbo the Fabulous. But that is probably the card that I'm more excited about in this final Hall of Legends phase. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Very curious to see what people are feeling on these cards, if they're planning to go crazy and buy cards. And I apologize if I wasn't showing everything. Let me see how that... Oh, yeah. Well, no, it wasn't covered up. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.